Good morning, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called BattleZone by rockratzero. This is based on the old video game from the 1980s, and I'm not sure when because while I can see in the grid here 1980, I'm not sure what this digit is, and I'm assuming this is the release date of the game, but I don't know what that is. So I remember playing this game when my parents used to go bowling, and back at Footscray Bowls, there used to be, when they were playing in the adult league, there used to be an arcade off the side of Footscray Bowls, which was demolished, I don't know, 20 years ago. And I would occasionally play BattleZone there. And one of the cool things about this grid is if you turn on dark mode, which is one of the experimental settings in Sudoku Pad, this looks so much like the original BattleZone grid. It's not funny. Now, I don't think I could solve with this setup. I think it would just play with my vision and I would just go absolute nuts. But if you can, feel free to give this a try. I'm not going to. I think it would mess up with the video and everything, but this looks absolutely stunning. And this is just by turning on dark mode. I think that's absolutely great, but I'm going to turn that back off. Now, before I get onto the puzzle, there's two things I want to call out. The first one is, of course, the Family Day Out pack is still running, which is a bunch of it's a set of 5 puzzles created by Maggie, who is my mother, and I. We had a lot of fun getting back into puzzles after we took a bit of a break from puzzles, doing them together earlier this year, and we've really enjoyed creating puzzles, and we're looking at doing more of that. She's a new setter, has done a little bit of stuff in the past, but we're just enjoying spending time together making puzzles. And we thought we would bring that to the community. And if you submit solution codes, which is row 3 of the puzzles, to my email address, then you'll be in the running to win a copy of one of the World of Sudoku books by Akash Doulani. The reason I'm not saying which one is I'm going to leave that up to the winner to see which one they would prefer. I will just order the PDF and have it shipped to them. The second one is there's been a bunch of people who are exploring my old videos, but there is, in the description below, there is a tracking sheet which has a list of all of the videos that have been published. Not all, well, not all, but all of the main videos that have been published to my channel. It doesn't have all of the live streams and all of that sort of stuff. It doesn't have all the BremSter published stuff, but all of the main videos that have been published to my channel are listed there. So if you're interested in looking for puzzles by a particular setter or puzzles using a particular constraint, then you can go to that and have a look. Now, some of the videos have duration listed, but unfortunately YouTube removed the ability to export what the duration of a video is easily. So updating that is very, very much by hand. So we're looking at what we can do there. But at least you've got a list of all the puzzles. So if you want to go through and say, oh, I enjoyed this puzzle by this particular setter or anything like that, there's a spreadsheet below where you can just go to and check it all out. So hopefully that'll be useful to some people. But let's have a look at BattleZone by rockratzero. So what are the rules? There's a few in this one. So normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Each of the indicated yellow diagonals cannot contain any repeated digits. So on these diagonals, no repeated digits at all. So these are other sets of 1 to 9. Digits in the bordered shaded oval must be odd. So I'm assuming this was released in 1981, 3, 5, 7, or 9. I don't know which. On the green gem and whisper lines, adjacent digits have a difference of at least 5. So along these lines, any 2 cells connected by a green line, the difference will be at least 5. The sum of the digits on a blue line within a particular region must be the same for all of the regions the line passes through. Different lines may have different totals. So what that's telling us is, for example, those 3 digits there, the sum of those will be the sum of that line in this box, which happens to be just that cell. So, and the same down here. The sum of those 5 digits will be the same as the sum of those 5 digits because that's the same line in a different box. The example given, which is not in the rules above me, but is in the puzzle and the description, is example row 4 column 1 2 and row 5 column 1 2 3 equals row 5 column 1 4 5 and 6. So those 3 cells have the same sum as those 5 cells. Now, each digit in the high score outside the grid is a sandwich clue. Sandwich clues give the sum of the digits found between the 1 and the 9 in the corresponding column. So what that's saying is between the 1 and the 9 in these columns, so in between 1 and 9 in this column will be a total of 7. In between 1 and 9 in this column will be a total of 0. And that's just the sum of the digits. The rest of the stuff is decoration, I'm assuming. So these don't mean anything. High score is just telling us that these are the sandwich clues. Very, very cool grid. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. I'm going to give this a shot. Now, I don't want to start with the sum lines because those terrify me, although I do know something about this cell because of the sum lines. The minimum I could put into... Wow, I'm clicking like off so much. This grid is a lot smaller on my screen than normal, and that's just the way it's been cosmetically set. But the minimum digits I can put into those 3 cells are 1, 2, and 3, the smallest digits that you can repeat in a box. So those sum to 6, and that's the sum. What this digit is the sum of those. So this has to be, wow, this has to be at least 6. So this is 6, 7, 8, or 9, and it's not 9 because it sees that. Wow, I can barely read those pencil marks. This grid is literally only about 2/3 of the size on my screen as normal. So this is 6, 7, or 8, which means there is a 1 on one of those 3. On one of those 3. But I'm not sure. So is it this? So a 7 sandwich clue. Now, you could make it up with a 7, or you can make it up with 2. Actually, this might be important because of the nature of the German whisper line. Yes, this is important. I'm pretty certain that's a 7. And why am I saying that? So on a German whisper line, there are a few important rules. The first thing is you can never put a 5 on a German whisper line. And the reason for that is if you think about the 5 difference, if you were to go down from 5, then you would hit 0 or less, which isn't valid. And if you were to go up from 5, you'd hit 10 or higher, not valid. So every digit on a German whisper line is going to exist in one of 2 states. It's going to be lower than 5 or higher than 5. If you start lower than 5, you can't go down. You will leave the range of Sudoku digits, so you must go up. But because of the 5 difference, you will leapfrog the 5, and you will end up in high digits. If you start high, you can't go up. You must go down. And because of the 5 difference, you will leapfrog the 5 and end up in low. So along a German whisper line, you will either have not have 5, and you will always alternate between high, low, high, low. Now, that means that in these 2 digits, there must be a high and a low digit. But if I was to use... Now, I can't... This is the crust of a sandwich clue. So I must have... this is where the 7 must start. Now, if I put the 1 here, then it's 0. That's not going to work. So the sandwich is down here somewhere. But one of these digits has to be high. Now, if I was to put a 6 here, the only digit that can go next to a 6 is a 1, because it's the only thing that is 5 apart. So this would go 6, 1, and the sandwich clue would have to be 6, which doesn't work. If I was to put an 8 here, I've blown the sandwich clue. And if I was to put a 9 here, I can't do it anyway. So this has to be a 7. And then in order to finish the sandwich, this has to be a 1. So that works. And now I know that these are all 6, 7, 8, 9, and those 2 can't be 7. And these are all 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these 2 can't be 4 because, well, this is a 1 or a 2. This is actually just a 2 because it had to be a 1 or a 2 because it's next to a 7. So it's not 3 or 4, and there's a 1 in the box. So this is a 2. There's no 2 here, but it can't be 4 either because if this is 4, both of those have to be 9, and that's not possible because the only thing that is 5 away from 4 is 9. So this is 1 or 3. Now, there is a 4 between... Now, this could go 9, 4, 1. That is possible. I'm not sure about that yet. Now, I can't do 1 or 9 in here. I can't put 1 in here. So if I was to put 9 in either of those, 1 would have to go next to it. So 1 is in one of these 3, which means 9 is in one of those. There's a lot going on here, and I'm not sure where to start. But if this could go 1, 4, 9, but if this is a 1... that's going to be a problem. If this is a 1, this would have to be I can't put the 9 here. And if I put, could I go 1, 3, 2, 9? No, I can't. So if I put a 1 here, how do I complete the sandwich? Oh, I just can't put 1 here at all because of the 1 already in the row. Let's ignore that. 1 is in one of those two. If I put 1 here, though, I might be okay because I might be able to go 1. Ooh. If I put a 1 here, that's a 9. But I could go 1, 4, 9 here. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. So there's a 3 or there's a 3 on this line, this German whisper line, because I can't use 1 or 2, but I have to use a low digit. Now, if I put a 4 on this, it has to go with a 9, and I don't have it. So this is 3, 8, because 3 can only go with 8 or 9, and I don't have a 9 available. So this is 3, 8. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, this isn't 6 because it's next to 2. That could be 6 if both of those are 1, but that would make that a 9. Not sure, not sure, not sure. Now, this is odd. Now, there's no 3 or 8 on that, but I'm not sure that's it. I am going to need to look at the sum line at some point. I am aware of that. But I'm trying to get more out of it first. Now, the 1 and the 9 are next to each other here. Can this be 6? If this is 6, this is 1, 2, 3. That would be 4, 9. If this was 1, 2, 3, that could be 1. This could be 3. That could be 2. I'm not sure why not. Could this be 1, 2, 4? If this is 7. I'm not sure why not. Okay, so I'm definitely missing something here. So the minimum I can put into these is 15. No, maybe diagonal rules. So 9 is in one of those, but that's not, oh, this is 1, 2, oh, this is 2, 3, or 4, because this is part of this line. Hang on, this is 2, 3, or 4. So this is not 9. If this is 9, this would have to be 1, and it can't be, or 1 here, and it can't be because the 1 is on this line. This is not lot 9. This is 6 or 8. Eight is in one of those two. Which isn't actually... Oh, this is not 4 now. Because if this was 4, this would need to be 9, and it can't be. Because if this is 9, I'd have to put 1 in one of those, and I can't. That's very cool. But there's definitely a trick here I'm missing. And I feel it's sandwich related. So the maximum digit I can put into any of those, I think, is 5. Yeah, is 5. So these are all from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6, 7, 8, and 9 go into those. So 9 is in one of those. Can that be 9? Could I put 5? Yeah, I could put 5 if these are 1 and 2. I'm not seeing it. Now, 1 and 9 is not in any of those. Hang on, 9 is not in any of those. Because if I can't put 9 there, and if I put 9 there, 1 is there. So 9 is in one of those two. Because I can't put 9 into here. So if 9 is here, this goes 5, 1. And if 9 is here, this goes 4, 1. So there's a 4 here or a 5 here. But which one of those is true? Now, if this is 4, 9, 1, so 1 is in one of those two, 9 is in one of those two, with 4 or 5 there. If this is 9, 5, 1, this is 2. This becomes... If this is 9, 5, 1, that's broken. That's really tricky to see. If this is 9, 5, 1, then this is 2, which is the minimum it could be. 5, 1, and 2 is 8. That would be an 8. There'd be a 9 here, an 8 here, and that would have no fill. That's the 9. So that's the 4, that's the 1, that's the 3. That's not the 9. Now this... Well, this can't be a 7 anymore because this would have to be 1, 2, 4, and it can't be. So if this is either 1, 2, 3 to get to 6 or 1, 3... Well, it can't be 1, 3, 4 to get to 8. So this is 1, 2, 3 to get to 6. Very, very weird. And I'm not sure that's helped me that much. There's no 4 there. This is now the 8. Which hasn't changed that at all. But this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, the only way to put 5 into a sandwich clue, because I have to put 5 between the 1 and the 9, wherever they are down here, is I can't use 1, 4, because 1 is one of the crusts of the sandwich. So I'd have to use 2, 3, which is no longer available, or 5 on its own. So this is not the 5, and 5 is down here. Because down here there is a run of 1, 5, 9. I'm not very good at this puzzle, am I? There's a 2 or a 4 on this, but I do know there's a 9 up here. So putting 4, 9 on here would work. And there's also a 2 up here, but 2, 9 on the line could work. If there's a 2 on this line, this is odd. So this is 3, 5, or 7. I'm missing something incredibly important in this puzzle. There's an 8 on here. That's something incredibly important I'm missing. Because if I put... This is a low and a high digit. I've used 7 and 9, so it has to use 6 or 8. But if I put 6 on this, I'd need a 1 next to it, and I can't do it. So there's an 8 in one of those two, which means this is 3 and this is 8. And the 8 here... Well, it can't go with 4, and so this is a 2, 8 pair, because this needs a low digit. I can't use 1 or 3, and I can't put 4 next to 8. So this is a 2, 8 pair. That's really clever. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 4, 5, and 6. But if this is an 8, these would be 9. Hang on, what if I did this? If I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 8... that'd be 18, and I could make those equal 18. Actually, I couldn't use 2. So it'd be 1, 3, 1, 3, 4, 5, 8. 4, 5 is 9, plus 1 is 10, 13, 21. I still can make those equal 21, I think. Yeah, I can. I'm not that great at the math, but I can. But I know that this row sums to 45. Wait a minute, I know this row sums to 45. So this can't be 15, because then those, if this summed to 15, those would sum to 15, those would sum to 15, and what would these be? So there's an issue here. So there has to be something higher than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in these. But I'm bad at that math. I'm actually terrible at that math. There's a 7 or an 8 on this with a 2 or a 3. Like this cell sees 6. If this is high, it's 7. And if it's low, it's 2 or 3. Actually, should I be asking where 5s can go? Not sure about that. Like 5 in this box is not in any of those, and it's not in either of those. So 5 is in one of those 3. No, it's not feeling right. I mean, it's true, but it's... I mean, that's accurate, but it doesn't feel helpful. So if this is 7, this is 1 or 2. But if this is 2, 3, 2 or 3, this is 7, 8 or 9. But it's not 9. And it's not 1. So this is more limited than it looks, but not ridiculously so. No, I'm not getting it. Not getting it at all. There's something about this row. This was a highly recommended puzzle too, so it's definitely me missing something. One is down here somewhere. There's something here I am missing. Like, what's the minimum that could be? 3. I mean, I can't put 9 into any of those, can I? Actually, yeah, I probably could. Because 9 plus 10 is 19. I could definitely make that work. Well, actually, I could make 9 plus 10. Although I can't put 9 on this. 9 isn't one of those. 9 is not here. But I could put 9 over here. If 9 is down here, 9 is in one of those. But that's okay. And I know 1 and 9 are down here as well. But I'm not sure why I couldn't put them on this line. Is it this diagonal? I'm not seeing that either. Hang on. No, there could be 4 on this. This could be 4, 9 with a 2 there. I'm lost. I am completely lost. And this has been the most upvoted puzzle ever submitted to my channel by testers. So this is absolutely me being completely lost. So there's a 159 down here somewhere. I can't put the 5 there, so this can't be 1 or 9. This can't be 1 or 9. So it's either 159 here or 159 here. Because, oh no, it could be 159 there. Because this could be 109 with 5, 109. Ah. So I've got a 5 either there, or there. Because I know nothing about the sums of these lines. This is 45. Is it that line? But they could go up a lot, couldn't it? So these are the same polarity because, oh, hang on, no, these are alternating polarity because it's those. So those are the same polarity. Those are the same polarity, and this will be green. So these will be the same. Sorry, the two green ones there will be the same. So if this is low, what's the maximum this could be? 9, 8, and 4? Actually, that could be... No, that couldn't be 4. Because if this is 9, 8, this couldn't even be 3. Wait a minute. So what is the maximum this could be? Because if this is 9, 8, this couldn't even be 3, because then this would have to be 9 or 8. So what is the maximum of this line? So, hang on, there's something weird going on here. So if I do 9, 7 on this line, which is 16, then I could put 3 there. So is the maximum this line could be... If I do 9, 8 on this line, what do I put there? I could make that high, couldn't I? I could make that 6. No, I could make that 7. This could be 24. If I make this 8, 9, this could be 7. This could be 24. And then these just have to be high digits. No, that doesn't work. There needs to be a low digit in here somewhere. Because 2 of these are high. So there's a low digit in here somewhere, or a 5. But if these were high, then I'd have one high digit in here. This doesn't feel like the way to do it. It feels like there's something more elegant here, but I don't see it. Then there'd be one high digit in here. So if I went 9, 5, which is 14, and then a 4, which is 18, would that work? 18 plus 18 plus 18 is... I'm terrible at this. 18 plus 18 plus 18 is 30 plus 24. No, hang on, have I got that right? Where did I get to? If these were high, 7, 9, with 4, 5, and 8. Hang on, 7, 8. No, I've lost it. There's probably something really simple I'm just not seeing. And it's breaking me. Because this was submitted as an easy puzzle that everyone said I should do, but I'm not seeing it. I am really not seeing it. So In here, if these were high, they would be a 7 here. This would be a 9 because it couldn't be 8. So this would be 7, 9. This could be a 4. Then I could put 5 and 8, which is 17, isn't it? 4, 5, 8 would be the maximum I could make them. 4 here, 5, 8, which is 17. 3 times 17, below this, I'm getting my calculator out. So I end up with 17. So 17 times 3 is 51. So these would all have to be 1s and 2s. Is that work? That's if these were high. This would have to be low and 2, but this would have to be a 1, 2. It doesn't work. Purple has to be low. Now that's not simple. Which means this is 2, this is 8. This is not 7. This is not 2. This is a 2, 3 pair on the diagonal now, which means that's not a 2. Now this is a high digit, so it's 7 or 9. This is a 3. This is a 1 or a 4, and it's not a 4 because both of those would have to be 9 if it was. Which means 4 is in one of those two. Now this is an 8 on this line. Now what's the maximum I can make this now? Well, this 3 makes this 2. Is it this quadruple now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 5, 7, 8. Well, there's no 2 there. So 2 is down here. So if this is 9, well, there's no 8 there either. So there's an 8 down here in one of those 3. So if this is 9, 7, what could that be? 5? Because it sees... So 5, 7, and 9 is 21. So the maximum they could be is 21. Which is 63, which gives me so much freedom it's not funny. But maybe too much. Two is down here. 3 is down here. I'm not following this puzzle at all. 2 is on this line, but 8 is in one of those two because that 8 sees all of those. But I already had 8 down here. I'm not following this at all. So this is 7, 8, or 9, but it's not 7. This is an 8 or a 9. This is an 8 or a 9. So I've got an 8, 9 pair in this row. 4 is in here. 5 is in one of these. Actually, this can't be 8. But I don't think I said it could be. I'm not getting it. 3 and 4 are down here. Which means this line has 7 on it. No, I'm not. What about this quadruple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Well, there's no 3 there. So 3 is down here. So what's the maximum here? If this is 7, this would be 5 and this would be 4, and this would be 16. But I can't make this 16. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that just doesn't get me there. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 8 blows that total. So this can't be 7 anymore. This is the 9, this is the 8. This is 4, 5, 7. And the maximum in here now is 9 plus 7. So if I make this 18, am I broken again? These would have to be... Yeah, I am, because this would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So there is a 7 on here. There's no 7 here. Because 7 is on here. So the total is either 9 plus 7 plus 4, which is 20, or 9 plus 7 plus 5. So it's either 20 or 21. So this line, all of this, sums to either 60 or 63. So these are either 15 if it's 60, or 18 if it's 63. So if I minus the 1, these are either 14 or 17. There's a 1 on here. So these sum to either 14 or 17. I'm terrible at this. There's no... So what is the minimum? 3, 4, and 5 is 12. But I can't use 3, 4, 5 because that would break this. So 3, 4, 7? Because I can't do 3... 3, 4, 5 isn't possible. 3, 4, 6 isn't possible. 3, 4, 7 is 14. Now, there is an 8 in one of those two by Sudoku. I don't get this puzzle at all. I really don't. So I've got the 1, 9 for this sandwich clue. Hang on, there's no 5 in here. Oh, that's it. There's no 5 in here because of the sandwich clue. This is the 4, this is the 7, this is the 5. Now I know the total. This is 12, 21. So the total is 21. So 21 times 3 is 63. 63 minus 45 is 18. And these cells here have to sum to 18. So it's 18 in 4. Yes, I am absolutely using all of my killer calculator tricks here. 18 in 4. It must have a 1 in it because I've already got the 1. I can't use 2, 4, or 6. So it's 1359. This is 1359. So that's a 359 triple, which means that's the 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 7. This 7 looks up making that the 6. This is a 5, 7 pair. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are 3, 4, and 6. I can take something out of these. I can take the 5 out of those. This is a 2, 7, 8. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, and 9. This is a 359 triple to make the total work. But this is 579, which was 21. So this has to sum to 21, but I've got 9 already. So these have to sum to 12. So if this is a 9, this would have to be a 1, 2. This is not the 9. The 9 is over here. So 9 is in one of those two. I'm not good at this. Now I've got the 0. Oh, I know the order of this. This is the 5 in between the 1 and the 9 because of the 5 clue. I've got this. Now, the 1 and the 9 have to go next to each other, but that's not locked in yet. It's a fascinating puzzle. I'm just terrible at it. I am terrible at this puzzle, but I know the sum of these now, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 18. So these sum to 18. Those blue cells sum to 18. So it's 18 in 5. Again, I'm going to get out my... So there must be a 1 in those. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. No, well, there must be an 8 down here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 because there has to be an 8 down here. And it can't be there because there's an 8 on the diagonal. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So there's no 5, 7 there. This is a 3, 4 pair. There's no 3, 4 there. Actually, I could have taken that. And the 7 makes that the 5. I should have used the diagonal. So these are 1, 2, and 8. And there's no 8 there. This is a 1, 2, 8. This 5, oh, there's no 5s in either of those, so that's a 5. So there's a 5 in one of those two now by the diagonal. It's not on the whisper line. That's the 5. There's no 5 here. So 5 is in one of those two now because 5 is pointing down here, pointing up here. 5 is in one of those, but I can't put 5 there because of that one. I've done terribly at this. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. So what are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. I'm going to get rid of that now. Is it this diagonal I want to look at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 4, 6, 9. Well, that's completely unhelpful. Well, that can't be 6 or 6 or 1. So this is 4 or 9. If that's 4, that's 9. If that's 9, that's low. So if this is 4, this is 9. If this is 9, this is low, which is 2 or 4. Nope, that's not it. This is not 5 anymore. So this is 5. Well, it's not 5. So this is 3, 6, or 7. It's got to be this line, doesn't it? So we know what was this. This was 21. This is 9. So these sum to 12. So 3, 4, 5 is 12. Hang on. 3, 4, these sum to 12. Because this is, I'm so bad at this. 16, 21. I've got 9. These sum to 12. But I can't use 1, 2. And 3, 4, 5 is 12. So these are 3, 4, 5. There is a 4 in there. This 8 made this 9 ages ago. I'm actually going to get rid of the high-low colouring. This is 3, 4, 5. So this is not 5. This is the 5. This is a 3, 4 pair. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know what these are. The 5 comes out of here. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and 6. Now, if I add 1, 2, and 6, I get 9, plus another 9 is 18, plus 3 is 21. The math is working. Thank Lord. So I've done, this line is now done. and the math is working. This line is done, this line is done, and the math is working. This is an odd digit. I haven't figured this out yet. The 0 sandwich clue is done. The 5 sandwich clue is done. The 4 sandwich clue is done. This is the 9, so this is the 1. This is not the 1. There is a 6 on the diagonal. Right, this is a 4, 6, 9 triple. That's the 9, which means that's the 4 and that's the 9. The 4 looks down, taking the 4 out of there. There's no 1 in those. The 1 looks across, making that the 2, which takes 2 out of there, meaning this is a 1-8 pair. The 1 looks up, making 1 out of those. This is nuts burger. This 1 looks across, making that the 9 and that the 1. There's no 9 there. Where is... No, this 6 looks up, making that 4, which takes 4 out of there. This is a 5, 6 pair. So where is 4 in this column? I can't put 4 down here. I can't put 4 up there. It's not in either of those. That's 4. That's 3. This is now a known pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That 2 makes that the 7 and that the 2. The 7 looks back, making that 6. This isn't the 7. This is the 8. There's no 6 here. This is a 3, 4 pair. There's no 6 here. There's no 6 here. This 6, of course, made this 5 and this 6. The 5 makes this 7 and this 5. That possibly helped earlier, ages ago. This is the 2. The 2 looks down, making this the 6, taking 6 out of here. The 6 looks up, taking 6 out of there. This is a 3, 7 pair. So what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This 6 looks up, making this 1 and this 6. The 1 looks down, making that 2 and that 1. This 5 looks up, making that 7, taking 7 out of those. The 7 looks up, making that 3 and that 7. The 7 looks down, making that 9. This is not 6 or 9, so that's 7, which takes 7 out of there. There's something in this column that's a conflict. That 9 looks down, making that 3 and that 9. The 3 looks down, making that 4, which makes that 3. The 4 makes that 5 and that 4. The 3 makes that 4, which takes 4 out of those. The 2 takes 2 out of there. I mean, this has been a long puzzle, but boy, it's been funky. This 4 makes this 6, which I could have used the diagonal for, which makes this 4. The 6 makes this 3 and this 6. Hang on. This 8, of course, made this 7 and this 2. What are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 and 8. I'll use that 3 to make that 8 and that 3. The 8 looks back, making that 1 and that 8. And that's the correct solution. Holy cow, that was tricky. There was some stuff in that. There is no way I could have solved that in dark mode. Absolutely not. Like, that would have melted. Like, looking at that grid, my brain would have melted. I would not have been able to scan on that. But, oh my lord, that was a puzzle. That was absolutely a puzzle. Holy cow, that exists. Rockrat, beautifully done. Absolutely stunning. And I am sure there will be people who was able to glom in on the battle tank line a lot faster than I could. I knew something was going on there, but I couldn't quite pinpoint it. But that was absolutely beautiful. And the interaction of the sandwich clues, I kept forgetting which constraint I was supposed to look at. I've had a few people recently submit puzzles, one of which had, I think it was 23 different constraints on it. And it was like, no, just no, too much. Too much. I mean, I think the less constraints you can use, I think 2 is the magical number. Sudoku plus 2 is just the magical number for elegance. Now, don't get me wrong. This was stunning. Absolutely stunning. And what did this have? It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it is. Sandwich, whisper, diagonal, odd, some lines. 5. 5. Beautiful. Beautifully executed. And I've done the same. I have absolutely put a lot of constraints into a puzzle. But real elegance, I think the fewer constraints you can use, the better. And when someone will turn around and say, here's a single use of a constraint plus a single use of another constraint plus a single use, it's not. It seems to be basically a case of, if you've done 500 puzzles, here's a cool thing for you to just be able to do stuff. And I don't find that those generally lead to much elegance. They're normally a case of, I don't know where to look because the things aren't feeding into each other very well. And sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't. And I don't think I've ever had a positive tester feedback to a puzzle with more than 8 constraints. Not once. But this one, absolutely beautiful. And as I said, this is the most upvoted by tester puzzle that I've ever had. So see why. Really, really cool. The interactions on this one were mwah. So thank you, Rockrat, for this one. Absolutely loved it. I hope you enjoyed it too. And yeah, please check out the Family Day Out pack. If you're looking for puzzles, there are over 700 of them now in my tracking sheet, or we always fall a little bit behind, but there'll be nearly 700 of them in the tracking sheet that you'll be able to go and just pull out a puzzle that you may not have seen before. Or you can just go to my YouTube channel, go to the homepage, go to the videos list and just scroll. There'll be hundreds and hundreds of puzzles. Hope you enjoy the content. As always, I'm open for feedback. I'm reachable on Discord, on the Puzzle Plaza. If you're interested in joining Skunkworks, reach out to RiffClown. If you are looking to improve your solving, or if you're wanting to get into setting, I cannot recommend Skunkworks enough. Lots of opportunities to get involved in stuff. So, thank you everyone for joining me. And as always, good luck with your solving.